Well, it's once again time to talk about crime, and there's been a lot of crime in the middle of the island lately, and again, it's kind of getting ignored. This is the Nassau County Nassau County Police Department news flash section here, well, we're gonna get started here with this first thing that occurred here. Actually, the very first thing is something that SouthShore12 covered because, should I say barely covered. This is what's going on in Hicksville, folks. And this actually is not too far from the mall. It's actually pretty close to the Broadway Commons. A sword handgun used in attack on 5 men sleeping inside a Hicksville home. So this is what you get in Hicksville. So we're going to play it. Obviously, it's going to be a very brief story. They didn't cover it like they should have covered it. They should have sent a reporter and covered it for a minute and a half. But instead, they'd rather spend time on the South Shore. But let's go ahead and play this.
In Hicksville, that police say involved a large sword and a handgun. It happened on Princess Street just before 2 a.m.
That's right by the mall.
Police say a group of men got into a home through a basement door and attacked 5 men sleeping inside. At least 3 victims were cut by the sword. The others were beaten. 1 man is in custody tonight. Police say Simranjit Singh of Hicksville is charged with attempted murder. No other arrests have been made.
So there you go. That's all that gets. 2 a.m. It happened right by the mall. Not surprising. This is what's going on in the middle of the island. We have all the criminals on the loose. And this is kind of like what they do here. But SouthShore12 would rather talk about the Snobs in Long Beach, upset about the wind thing, even though the governor kind of canceled that thing. They're still, talking about that. I'd rather talk about South Shore University Hospital. This gets 1 minute and 44 seconds, of course. This is not news. Why are you even spending that time talking about it? Massapequa, of course. Got to be talking about Massapequa. They're important, too. That's what it is. See, now Catholic Hell unveiled, but that only gets 14 seconds because that was in Riverhead. That's not important enough. That's not important enough at all. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here because we know that there's been some stuff here going on. Of course, this they also spent time on. That's on the South Shore too. Hempstead Town, 1 minute and 56 seconds. Lido Beach, Long Beach, of course. A boater stuck on ice at Smith Point. That gets 1 minute and 44 seconds. Surprisingly, it did cover this thing in Flanders, but I guess that's toward the South Shore, so that would count. Then again, this only gets 21 seconds. This is what we get to deal with here. Man with crowbar prying his way into this Westbury business. Yep, police say the man pried open the front door to Classic Car Wash. This was just before 5 this morning. Once inside, police say he tried to bust open the register, but he didn't get any money. The suspect was wearing a white face mask. Yeah, that's what you get in the middle of the island, folks. That's what you get, especially middle of Nassau County. What else is new? Look at this. Man charged in connection to Hempstead fatal shooting. Only 22 seconds. Only 22 seconds. Really? Just don't care, do they? They really don't care. Well, we gotta live life better in our enclaves. That's what we gotta do. I'm going back here and seeing, all right, this was barely covered too. Uniondale man shoved 7-Eleven employee. That was barely covered as well. Oh, boy, I tell you, they just don't want to cover real news. They finally did cover this, though. They finally cover this. This is something that happened on the North Shore, and they did cover this one for properly. Finally, that
Great Neck man, police say, used a pellet rifle to shoot at neighbors' homes in University Gardens. Today,
guess what? He was arrested a second time.
Mitchell Levy was arraigned at the hospital, and News 12's Carmen Grant has the details from East Meadow.
The community here is extremely worried.
A community concerned after a standoff News 12 first told you about this weekend. Video shows a man with a pellet rifle firing on his neighbors' homes. Police say that man is Mitchell Levy. He was arraigned today on new charges in a hospital bed at Nassau University Medical Center.
There's a mental illness at play, and that's no surprise to anybody.
Well,
and that's why we're here today.
Levy's attorney says
mental health in this country properly, so
Now trying to get his client the help he needs. As we reported, Levy was arrested following a standoff Friday. Police say he shot at windows of two of his neighbors' homes on Somerset Drive South and also threatened his grandfather. He was released without bail, but then arrested again on
Why
Sunday.
was he released without bail? I mean, this is what I mean. This state is just ridiculous with this. I mean, really. No, I mean, and nobody's doing a damn thing to fix it. Hochul ain't doing a damn thing. Neither is Blakeman. Nobody's doing a damn thing about it.
After prosecutors say he came home and threatened his aunt. In all, Levy has now been arrested 5 times since August.
The family knows that the best way to get him the help that he needs is to make sure he's evaluated in a hospital setting, in a residential setting, and that means inside of a hospital.
Levy is scheduled to be arraigned on the charges from last Friday's incident on January 30th. Carmen Grant,
telling you.
News 12, Long Island.
And this time, bail for Levy was set at $50,000 cash, $100,000 bond.
I mean, he never should have been let out in the first place. What's going on with this state, really? At least they did finally cover it. At least they did. I'll give them credit for that. But really, it's all about, it's all geared to the South Shore, and then this too. Guess where they were for this story? Schedule changes.
Balls are out on the LIRR. The move will create more direct service to Atlantic Terminal. News 12's Jen Seelig is at the Babylon station. Which lines are affected?
Where else?
Ever since the MTA rolled out its opening of Grand Central Madison, we have been hearing a lot of reaction from riders.
Where else?
Now this afternoon, there are more changes on the tracks, affecting many riders on many branches. Changes are happening for some rush hour morning and evening trains on different branches, including here at the Babylon branch. And it's important to note that not all of the trains affected leave here from Babylon, but many riders will have to adjust their schedules to make sure that they are.
Look at all the salt they put down on the platform there. We never got that amount. They never gave us that much on the main line. No. Only the best for the snobs.
At their platform in time for their train. And some say there are just too many changes to fully adjust.
I think the most frustrating thing is just having my mom text me did you check the train schedule? Yes, Mom, I checked the train schedule. I know. Thankfully, they're not affecting me.
Always a good idea to check the Train Time app if you have it. MTA officials say these changes address riders' complaints about the lack of Brooklyn-bound service to Atlantic Terminal because many of those trains were eliminated after Grand Central Madison opened. Again, new changes on different branches. We have a full list of those changes over on our website.
It's all geared to the snobs, my friend. So, there you go. Let's see. What else do we got here? We got, let's go with the Daily Voice because there was some there, too, as well. And then Laura Uhl, too. We'll have to go to that, too, as well. So this was the suspect again. This is a big deal. SouthShore12 should have covered this more. That this man was arrested here in a shooting that occurred in Hempstead here in April 1st, 2023. It looks like actually, they're showing Fox 2. Why are they showing Fox 2? I don't understand what's going on there. But, it's ridiculous. Yeah, let me go to Laura Uhl. Oh, yeah, this was also barely covered. Barely covered at all. Man fires gun inside Riverhead business for a 3-hour standoff. Riverhead, middle of the island, of course. Emergency crews in River are called 3:50 p.m. Saturday, January 30th, for a man shooting a gun inside the Cross Island Concrete Corporation located on Cromer Avenue. Multiple agencies, including Riverhead, Suffolk County, and South Hall Police Departments, responded and cordoned off the area. A K-9 unit and a hostage negotiator were run in. Shortly before 7 p.m., police arrested the suspect, Anthony Alameda of Mastic. No injuries reported. I thought they did cover this, but they might have only covered it very briefly. We're going to have to figure that out. Let's see if we can hit the back button here. One of these is the back button. Let's see. I think it was this one. Let's see. Yeah, January 20. We've got to go back a few more days here. But let's see. I don't really see it here. Of course, they covered this. This did happen in the Enclave. Sayville gas station robbed. An old man robbed, claiming he had a weapon. Maybe he didn't, but Of course, they covered that. No, again, they only covered it briefly as well. But let's see. News 12 Riverhead. Let's see if they actually did cover that story that happened in Riverhead there. It's a pretty big deal. Shooting inside a... of course, I don't see it here. It doesn't look like they covered it because I'm Googling it, and I don't see anything on their page about it, so they probably never did cover it, I guess. We get crime. Let's see. Read crime. Maybe they'll actually have it under here, maybe. Let's see if they do, if we can find it here. They covered it here. Let's see. All right. Great Neck Man. I covered that. Let's see if we can find that. Anything about it? Yeah, I don't think they even covered it. I don't even think they covered it. Hempstead ice pick and injuring officer. Hempstead. Let's see. Nothing. They didn't cover it at all. Nope. Nope, they didn't cover it at all. So there you go. That's a big deal. Shooting in Riverhead. They didn't even cover that. My God. That's disgraceful. Disgraceful. Of course, only 16 seconds for the theft at Roosevelt Field. I think we already called them out already for that. All right, Laura Uhl. Let's see if we have Laura Uhl on here, because there was another issue here in Garden City Park. We can find it here. Let's see if we can find it here. Suspects wanted for robbery. Let's see. That was Queens, but I know that there was one for... here we go. Stolen auto at a car wash. This wasn't even covered on South Shore 12 at all. Police are on pursuit of a vehicle stolen from a local car wash in Garden City Park. This is on the corner of Jericho Turnpike and Herrick's Road. 2 suspects in a vehicle parked on the corner spot and then stole a BMW 850, which was getting the final touch at the car wash. One suspect started the vehicle and took off northbound to the Northern State Parkway, and police are on the hunt. Of course, they got away. What else is new? So, there you go. This is life in the middle of the island. Yes, sometimes the South Shore has to deal with a little bit of it too, but we get the worst of it in the middle of the island and even the North Shore. While the South Shore, it's just all peachy keen, mostly for them while they live it up in their enclaves and just thumb their noses at reality. So, that's it. Thank you for watching.